Hello everyone, welcome to a cool new video that I'm making today. I will be showing you how to play Planet Coaster 2 in a nice in-depth tutorial. This will be a very fun video for me to make and a very helpful video for you guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and this video will consist of a couple different sections. Show you the general idea of the game and how to get the game. Then I will show you what to do when you're in the game to maximize your experience with the settings. Then I will show you how to use the Waterslide builder. Then I will show you how to use tracked rides. Then I will show you how to place down and program flat rides. Then I will show you coaster builder. Then I will show you some scenery blueprints that I use a lot, and that will probably help you as well. Then I will show you how to make custom scenery things. Then I'll show you how to make your park layout perfect. Then I'll give you some tips and tricks, and then I'll do a recap at the end. I hope this video is helpful, and let's get straight into it. Planet Coaster 2 is a roller coaster building game and also an amusement park simulator. In this game, you can build your own roller coasters and amusement parks with hundreds of different scenery pieces and dozens of roller coaster types to choose from. There are also different types of rides, like mechanical rides and monorails and trains. And there's also a new Waterslide feature that is very welcome to the game. You should definitely get this game if you are at all interested in managing your own amusement park and at all like roller coasters. And let me explain how to buy the game right now. We are here on the Steam store, and this is how you get access to Planet Coaster 2 PC Edition. So you click on the search bar right here, and you type in Planet Coaster 2. So right here, we'll show it at the top there, and once it loads, it will have the trailer and the trailer for the newest DLC, which in this case is the Toy Box Pack. Here's the demonstration trailer. You can go search that up yourself if you want to see that. As you go down here, you can write a review for the game. There's tons of different trailers, and there's a bunch of DLCs as well. Then, you can buy Planet Coaster 2, you can buy Planet Coaster 2 Deluxe Edition, Planet Coaster 2 Premium Edition. And this one has, I'm pretty sure, every single DLC in the entire game. So, as you scroll down, you see the newest events, and then you keep going down. But here's what you do. You can click on whichever one of these you want to buy. I would probably recommend the Premium Edition because all the DLCs are amazing. So you click on that, and then you complete your purchase. Then you go into Steam Library, and you have Planet Coaster 2 right here. So then you can click play on the game, and it will bring you into the main menu, which I'll talk about in the next section. As you can see, now I have made it onto the home page of the game. So on here, once you get through the intro, you will see your most recent park that you played in, which is this test out Toy Box Park that I started once it released yesterday. You can see career mode, where you can update some pre-built parks they have, and it's kind of like a tutorial. And you can do franchise, where you can build with friends. Here you can just do it with no money or any limits like that. Here you have challenge mode, which is kind of a mixture of sandbox mode with money and career mode. And then here's the settings button. This is how you leave the game. And then this is the credits right here. So when I click on this, you can have the the accessibility settings, where you can change the colors however you want. And then you can have color blindness, and then you can change the text size. So, like that. So then, you have audio settings, where you can turn up and down the volume. And you can also do more precise ones for different specific ones. And then you also have these more specific modes. Here's if you're playing on a controller. I don't have that, so I'm going to go to mouse and keyboard. Here you can change the controls. I changed the controls a tiny bit. If I restore the defaults here, then you can see moving the cursor is just by basically moving your mouse. Activate is left click, and then right click is going back. Then selecting is left click, canceling or leaving is right click, panning the camera is holding right click and moving your mouse, tilting the camera, so that's rotating it, is holding down the scroll wheel and moving your mouse. Assuming the camera is like scrolling the scroll wheel, and you can also go up and down there. And then you can go into menu navigation, and you can select stuff like this. So like enter is select and stuff like that, and you can see all this. And then path/pool edit mode, where you have open paths and stuff, so you can open up the menu and do all the stuff you need with that. And this stuff is basically just how it is for the rest of them. So then you can have graphics, which you can change all your graphics and stuff. Display settings, visual settings, you can change all the interface colors, so you can do like this. And I'm just going to leave it at blue. And then you have the game options, and you have all the search and help and stuff and notification settings. So if you apply the changes that you made, then you can click X, and you have right here. So next, I will tell you how to start your own park, and this is very necessary if you are trying to actually play this game. So I will show you that in just a second. Here we are on the Blank 2 home menu. How you create a new sandbox park, which is what I will be using for this tutorial. You should click on sandbox. Then I have a lot of active parks, but you can click new park here to get into a new park. Then you can select your biome. I will select temperate for this tutorial. You click confirm location. And one more thing I can mention, you can also click on this, and you can do terrain-based parks. I'm just going to do temperate for this tutorial. So, now you can name your park. I'm just going to simply name mine tutorial. Or no, I don't know how to spell tutorial exactly. So I'll just call it Park 1. Very simple name. So now, go create park, and then it will bring out this loading screen. So now, you are in your park, and this is very helpful because now you can actually play the game. So, here you can use the middle button on the scroll wheel to move around, move your mouse, and move that, and hold on that to move, and then you can zoom out and in also with that scroll wheel, and then you can drag with left click to do multi-select, and then you can click left click to select something. So I can click that, click that. So if I zoom in, you can also use WASD to move around. Then you can click X here, and you have your park. So now, Now for the next section, you're going to be building some water slides. So, so you go to the Flumes tab here, and you click on that, and you'll have a bunch of water slide blueprints. So you can do some of the pre-made ones, like this one, or you can do this one, or you can click this button, Create Custom. Now you have these 7 different types to choose from. So I will select this one, and then you get to place it on a slide tower. So you can use Shift to move it up and down, and use the mouse pointer to move it around. So I'll place it this high. Then you can go from above and build it like this. And then you, instead of doing it on this tab of this menu, go to the Start tab. So then you can pan it around and you can choose any of these starts. So you can do a trapdoor, or you can do something like this, which is an enclosed flume that has a handle on the top. So I will pick this one. So I'll place it right here, and now you're in the water slide builder. I've outlined 106 feet, so that's where it will be. So now I recommend taking the size of your slide and shrink it down from 13 feet down to 10 feet. So then you can select whichever one of these you want. I'll select enclosed flume and start it off with a little bit of a drop. So bring it down here a little bit, and one more tip I have. I recommend setting angle snap, which you can get to clicking on settings, and then there's angle snap. I recommend setting it to 5 degrees, so that will help you a lot and make your experience a little bit easier to use at first. So then you can build a wide turn, and then you can do more wide turns going down. So if I do like this, I can build just a massive spiral going all the way down. And you can keep doing this however you want. Keep building the slides. So that's how you build this one. And then if you're trying to be as realistic as possible, if you go and let's say you create another one, so you select flumes, click on one of these, and you can actually just immediately go to start. You don't have to build a platform, and you can do a vertical drop. So it will start you at a massive steep angle, and so you just get in the back. Basically, the guests will get in the back, and then it will have a countdown, and the floor will drop out and they'll fall. So you can just build it dropping all the way down to the bottom, and then you can just have it pull up at the last second. And then if you go back a little bit, actually, you can go to Specials, this tab right here, and you have some options. So I'm going to select the loop, and I'll do this side. So you have a loop now, so you just drop down a massive drop into a loop. But I think that loop is a little too low. So I can do it like this. I can do a loop this way, but then it won't let me do a loop the other way. So I can select a different one, where I just have to make it slope slightly downward, or I can just do some turns. So right here, you have some turns, but there's actually a specific slide that you can use for this. It's a high-speed slide. So select some of these, and then build your section with them. If you want it like really fast, like I am right here. And that's a little bit too tight. So I'm going to pull it up. And if you want to see the whole water park building process, I have it on a couple of my live streams that are pretty recent. I'm going to make in this video. So you can do a little bit of twists and turns here, and turn it, and then it'll just come. And you can do this, click end, and then you can select deep run out lanes, and then place it. And it will place this thing where when you speed into it at a very fast speed, it will immediately just slow down and have a big splash. So now you select all the pre-made slide that you just did. So for me, it's this whole section. And you see I can't smooth it. So you select normal and close for me. Smooth it as many times as you want until it says track limit exceeded, and then select high speed again. And then you can smooth these two pieces just a little bit. There. Now you can start test. So then you'll have the guest drop down, she'll go up and around the loop, and then you'll hit the high speed section that you did, back and forth, and slam into that. So that is basically the craziness of this slide. And you can do clear sections, like right here for example. You can do this, and now it looks completely clear, and you can see someone go through it. If I click done, you get a better view. And now, you can change the game speed, by the way. So, if you 1, you can see right here. You can also click O to make it speed up. You can do 1, 2, you can do 3. So, here comes someone really fast down the pipe. And if I go over here on this select menu, you can click edit, you can select the platform, place the entrance, which will do this, build stair towers, just build stairs where it's not going into Waterslides. I think right here might work. By selecting this with your path tool, and then dragging it out to the side of this street, or you can flip around or pull the corners, and then you can change the angle snap of this as well. So you just build like a little bit of a line, or whatever. You can aim your slide right here, open it, you can change the colors right here. So you can do like a yellow and gray color. And then right here you can see testing. So you have the current speed of the rider, and then you have results. So it shows the results. So it's 10 seconds long, 538 feet to. Then you go 43 miles an hour. It's average speed of 37 miles an hour. You have 65 biggest drop, which is right here, and then max lateral G-force with these, max vertical, which is probably right here, or on the turns, and then minimum vertical, or minimum forward. Minimum vertical, you get ejector airtime on this slide. So this isn't the most realistic slide, but it's just a nice basic slide. And you can do other stuff with different slides. And if I go over here and select a different type of slide like this, you can do an enclosed start. So you select that, and this one, specifically the double inner tube, if you do a big drop, you can click on utilities right here, and select uphill water jet, and you can bring it to 19.2 miles an hour. Select that, and then bring it up, and then your water slide can go uphill. And then you just click the exit, and then now your water slide starts there, and it can get all the way up to here. And you can keep doing that like a real-life water coaster would. So you like drop down, and then you go up, and it boosts you up with some water jets, which is really cool. So that's for the water slide portion of this. And next, I'll show you how to use track rides. So I'll see you in just a second at that section. So now I'm going to teach you how to use tracked rides. So here I am in this empty plot of land behind our water slides monstrosity, and you can go zoom in and out, and tracked rides right here. So I have a bunch of blueprints here, but if I just click, so here are some like links that came with the game. So if I go to source and I click frontier, here are the 4 that came. So there's the shooting dark ride right here, which is the western one, and then there's this double wide log swim right here, Then there's the River Rapids ride. And then there's a normal log flume. So you can click create custom and you have all these different ones to pick from. So you have like go-karts. So let's try go-karts first. So you select place there. You can start with a narrow track or you can do a wide track. You can bring it down as small as you can. And then here you can do that. And you can also bank it a tiny bit. So if I just turn it, then there's also these back and forth sections where you have to go around those, but I'm not going to do those. So then you can do this, and then you have narrow track you can put, and then you can do wide, and then you can do like this, and then this, there, and then you can go narrow track again, and you can go like kind of around this, and then keep going around here, do wide track again, then you can turn it this way, and then do all this, and then you can smooth out the whole thing just to make it nice and smooth and easy to drive on with no like abrupt turns and stuff, and make everything reasonable. So smooth this out and smooth this part out. Then if I start the test, I think you have to have guests, but there's some go-karts, and then you can go back into the track rides menu. There's like a sky ride you can do. So if you place one of these, you can do the back side and stuff. And then like the main events for these are like a monorail, and then you can also do a log flume. So if I select this log flume and I go to one mode here, the go-karts are going around, I think. Yeah, here they go. So you can see them driving, going around the side things, all that nice stuff. So you can place on the log flume, and there's actually a vertical lift tower, and the track can't go that small, but that's okay. So you can do like 90-degree turn, and then you can do like a conveyor belt lift hill, and then you can do another 90-degree turn, and then you can start the drop, go down the massive drop, start the splashdown, and then this, and then here you go. You can just do like another 90-degree turn, and then you can go back to the station area. So it's just a pretty simple ride. If you want to see what this one's like, go out of the station, up here, and then you turn, up here, turn, up, down the drop, speed up there, get soaked, and then you turn, and then just wind your way back to the station. And that's basically that slide, or ride, I mean, sorry. And right there is how you use tracked rides, and you can use a whole bunch of other ones. This is the interactive shooting ride, the new one that came, and this one you have like targets you can place down, but there's, I think, other tutorials online for that, and I haven't really built one myself yet. So next up, I'll show you how to use flat rides and how to program them, because it's actually a very interesting subject. So I'll show you in just a second, and goodbye for now. So now I'm going to teach you how to use different types of flat rides. You click here, you can click F2 as well, and you have things that come with the game. So you have like different themed, already pre-themed blueprints, which are nice. Like you have mythology bumper cars, and you have a Planet Coaster themed like Nebula's ride, or resort themed Claw ride, or here's a Planet Coaster themed Massive Drop Tower, and then Mythology Teacups. But if you click Create Custom, you have a bunch of different ones you can select from. So I will select, let's do this Mecha Roller. So this is a top spin ride, and there's a lot of different programming things you can do with it. So you can place it down, and here's where you can change all the colors, and this is where you can program it. So you have inverted twist. So if you just start the test, you can see what the cycle is like. So it will come out, raise you up, and then go like that. Then it will raise you up, and you'll go to the top, stop there, swing a little bit, and then it will stop you. And then you'll do this. So you'll drop all the way down, upside down, and then come back up. And then you'll do that again. And then you'll come down, have one arm do that. And then you'll go like this. The arms will start to get closer and closer to resyncing. And then it will keep doing these different things. So here you can do all the different things that you want. So you can add another thing, and then you can just tick all of these. So if you do forward dive flip, or just remove everything. If I do reset, here you go. I'll remove those. For some reason, my game is bugging out. But here we go. And then I can do forward dive flip. So now you can see what that one looks like. So you go up around the two beginning things, you reach the top, and then you do that. So you can program that however you want. Then if you go to other different types of flat rides like Hyperspin, I don't know if you can program this one. Okay, so you can. Just program the base thing. So loop and loop reversed. So now I can go to the Screaminator Drop Tower. I don't know if you can program this one again. Yeah. So you can just do loop. So let's not do that. But I think this one you can easily program it. Yeah. So just spin. Okay. I don't know my flat rides in this game. Anyway, you can do the Skyfly. And here you go. You just have a main sequence. Great. Great. I'm making a fool of myself. Anyway, Strike. You can program this one. I've already done it. Right here. There's a bunch of different things you can do. So, you can do this sequence, which looks pretty cool. Let's see how it looks. So you go up, going like this, going really fast, and then you stop, and then you go the other way, and then stop, and you go back, and you keep doing this, and this is what the rides kind of come down to. So that's how you do flat rides. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Just look at all the different sequences and do it how you want. You can also, if you keep scrolling down, change the colors. They have a bunch of different options. And then you can change the name. And for this one, this is a very special case. You can actually build a coaster through it. So I'll place this one down over here for when we get to the coaster builder, and I can show you how to build something through it. So that's really interesting. But for now, I will show you the next section. Okay, so now I'm finally going to show you the thing that you've probably always been waiting for in the rest of this entire tutorial, the coaster builder. So it's the main thing of this whole game. So you can use some blueprints, including the 10 blueprints that I made, link to that in the description. But you can also create custom, which is what we're here for. And now you have 64 different coaster types to choose from. So you can build any of these different 64 coasters. So I'll start with this basic Child Coaster Return. You have to have the sorcery pack for this. So maybe I'll do something different that's included with the base game. So the Big M's Rides launched LSM. Let's just do that. So you can place this down, and you can change the colors to whatever you want. So I'll go with a gray, a black, and a dark gray for the track, and then I'll go white, brown, dark gray, and medium gray for the trains. So now it looks like this. So then you click Edit Coaster, and it will show you this coaster. So you have the very nice looking trains, and then you have the nice looking track, and you have all these different coaster types in this menu off to the side. Shrink the track all the way down. That is the main thing you do in this game. To avoid making your coasters unrealistic or unsmooth and no banking, like just very minimal banking, and all around a not that good coaster, make sure the tracks are always at 13 feet. And then I like to do banking offset 3 feet on the side menu. So what that does is if you have it at 0 feet, it will bank it like this, which isn't that realistic because then it banks around the track spine. But if you do it at about 3 feet, it banks basically around the rider itself as the middle point. So if you do all the way up at 7 feet, then it really banks around the rider, but it's like too much. So just select 3 feet. And now we're going to start by clicking on drive tires. Speed will be 5 miles an hour, and we'll turn on optional catwalk. So we can turn it 30 degrees this way, build 3 pieces of that, and then build 1 straight piece. Then you click LSM holding section, make the target speed go to 68 miles an hour, and the acceleration rate up to about 20 feet per second. So then select launch delay at 4 seconds, and then you can turn block section mode on. So then after you do one of those, then you click normal LSM, and it will have your 2 settings already set. So then you just build a bunch of track. So you build a couple pieces of that right here. So I built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pieces, and then I select normal track. And this is where you can make your coaster go crazy. So you can select optional catwalk off, and I'm gonna move the Ferris wheel so that, and you can hold Z on your keyboard to rotate anything and click it to rotate 90 degrees. So I'll place it right around here. So if your coaster is moving at 68 miles an hour, that's about the speed of a 160 foot tall coaster. So make sure the track is at very small, banking offset at 3 feet or 1 meter, and then you build up. So you go up at about 5-degree increments until you reach 20 degrees, and then you start pulling up steeper. Also, here's how you can control lighting and weather. You click set lighting here, and you can do fix sun on, and you can select the time. So I'll do 13 o'clock. And then here is weather. So you can do sunny, clear, cloudy, light rain, heavy rain, windy, snow, thunderstorm, and you don't override it. So I'll select sunny, just to make this tutorial look nicer. And then I will go up to about 60 degrees, and then I'll just start banking it. So I'll do it about 20-degree increments, and then until you're at 60 degrees. And then I'll bank it all the way up to 90. And then I'll bank it up to 120. So now and then I'll do it to 145. So now you're basically upside down up here at 130-ish feet. So now you start unbanking it, and you basically just build it where the track looks right to you. So I'm gonna build it like this. This is a pretty weird coaster, and then I'm gonna make it have a little airtime moment. So I'm gonna make it bank, and as we're switching directions to go through the Ferris wheel, I'm gonna make it go so it drops down, so you have like something where it lifts you out of your seat. So it gives you nice air time there. So make it turn a little bit more, angle down some more, and then I'll keep it turning. So now you go up and you go through the Ferris wheel, and I'll make it go upside down through here. So I'm building pretty fast. You can pause the video and slow it down to do it how you want to, but I don't want this video to be like 2 hours long, so I'm just gonna build this fast. So you do like a roll through the Ferris wheel, and this ride is already looking really cool, so you can start the test. So then you can click ride camera, and you can speed it up, and then it stops, and then you'll launch. So you'll just slowly gain some speed until you're going pretty fast. But it seems like the acceleration is not fast enough, so you can't make it over the hill. So then select the entire launch track. You go into edit mode by clicking a button and select the entire launch track. And make the acceleration speed 23 feet per second. So now it should accelerate faster, like this. So now you're going decently fast, and you barely make it over. So you can do that, and then you'll twist through the Ferris wheel, which is really nice. So now if you speed it up, you can see where the train stops. You don't want the back end of the train to be on a curve, because then you'll get a ton of lateral G-forces as it's going around. But that's fine for now. So then you see it hang there, kind of like Copperhead Strike at Carowinds. You have a nice switch hill. And you may notice that the coaster is very bumpy. So I'll show you how to fix that in just a second once I finish the layout. So I'll build a downward turn, banks kind of around the Ferris wheel. And then I'll have it kind of unbank right here. Bank the other direction. And then we'll go into another tight turn, very low to the ground, right here. And then I will raise it back up right here, and I will go over 2 airtime hills. So make the crest of it go sharper, so use go up to 40 degrees, and then go to 30 degrees, and then do 15 degrees down, and then you go to 40, and then you go back to flat. So I'll do 2 quick ejector airtime hills, and then after this I will do another inversion, and then I'll show you how I make 3 cracks. So after this one is done, then you can see how fast it flies over the hills. But now you don't know exactly how to connect it up, and you don't want it just speeding into the station at 50 miles an hour, because then you'll break the necks of everyone because of how fast it's going. So in order to make the operations nice, I like to shrink this all the way down first. You drive tires, turn it so it's facing the end of the coaster so far, and then I select block section. So then I build a couple pieces of that, normally 3 or 4, and then I use drive tires again, turn it so it's a little more accurate, and then I use magnetic brakes and build a very long set of those. And then at the end I angle them upward. So now the coaster will slow down before it hits the brake run, which is very nice. So I will select these 4, click standard track, and now you see this smooth button. I will smooth it a whole bunch by just spamming the button. And you can select the straight. So 10 drastically changes it. I'll use about 4, so it doesn't really change it. And now it's a very gradual slope from 20-ish degrees to 0. And then you do that with the rest of your coaster. I normally like to do that once the track is actually built though. So then you have this airtime hill, and then I'll have it duck underneath here. But this is built backwards, so now I'll go forward. So now I know where to connect it to. So I'll have it level out fairly early, and then it will go into a nice quick roll, and then it will turn, go around, lead through some S-bends, and then into the brake run. So this is a pretty quick coaster, not a thrilling, well, it is a thrilling coaster, not like a bad coaster. It's just built super quickly, so it doesn't have like the insane realism or anything of some of my other coasters. Like one coaster I made of this exact type is Ripsaw, which I really like that. So right here I left a piece of track that's straight when I'm doing these S-spins, because that is for when it smooths. It will smooth everything together. So once you have autocomplete, it won't stay the exact like 13-foot length, but it will stay pretty close. So I first like to select that and a couple pieces of track around it, and then smooth it a lot, more than like any other section in the entire ride, just so it's really smooth on that jarring transition there. And then I like to select this next section and smooth that, and then I like to smooth everything until the brake run from there. So now that that section's smooth, I can then smooth it backward. So I do this, and I smooth this, so now you have a nice S-bend that gives you some nice side-to-side motion. And then here you can really see how it smooths. So it's very jarring there, and every time I click smooth, it just makes it a lot more smooth as it does now. So then you can do this and smooth the airtime hill, and then do the same thing with the other airtime hill. You normally don't need as much smoothing on straight pieces of track that doesn't have banking or turns on it, because that is decently smooth already, but still definitely smooth that. So this ride will hit the brakes with a full head of steam. So right here, it'll hit the brakes with a full head of steam, so it can slow down, and then it can still have enough in case it doesn't slow down fast enough. And then you have the block section where it will stop if it runs 2 trains. But now I'll go over here. I'll finish smoothing out this section. So like this. Then I will do this. And you can see how that S-bend really changes. And then this inversion right here is going to change a lot when I smooth it. So now it's very smooth. And then this S-hill's profiling will change a lot from a very quick pop of ejector airtime and laterals that's very violent, as you can see right there. Now, it's going to still be pretty violent, but it's going to be a little bit more gradual, so it's going to be less violent. And you can see the nice profile where you have like an airtime pop going into the turn, so you get some nice laterals and airtime. So this is like probably the biggest drop on the whole ride. It goes down from 131 to 65 feet, which is a very decent height change. And this is a very quick coaster in terms of speed and time that I built it with. So you go down here, and you just select everything up until launch, smooth this section again, and then because I smoothed it in sections, I like to select about 5 pieces of track, and you can select smooth directions. So I select forwards, and then I just do this. So here you can do this, and just smooth the coaster one more time over the entire thing. Make sure it's completely glass smooth. And then after this is done, then I can show you how to make all the netting of basically supports that looks like it doesn't need to be there go away and look very nice and very appealing on your park skyline. So now you have this layout done, so the track is complete, and you can see the car ripping around that and doing some ejector airtail on the hill that's profiled like a floater hill. But you can see, especially right here, there's a ton of supports. So you don't want that. So select 2 pieces of track and see track supports here, click off. So then move it over so you have 1 support piece and select off. So then do this for the rest of the coaster, But on some high points, like if you're having a path right next to the high point, then the supports will stick out really far to the side. So sometimes it will just stick the support onto your path. So here it looks like this. So then just remove those two and then remove those. So now it looks like this, which is a lot more appealing because it doesn't have a ton of supports, and it looks cooler because it's like less supports as well. So it makes the ride look nicer. So then you can keep removing them. Make sure they're not on the ride area. So like make sure that one's there, not there, and you can put that one on. Just like make sure this one is not there, but leave that one on. So then you have the unsupported roll there. And you can build custom supports. I am horrible at custom supports, so I won't be able to show you a tutorial for that, but there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube that you can find. So this is like just the basics for the game, this tutorial, not everything. And here's another tip for when you're smoothing. You click the smooth button 3 times, and then it will, and then you can remove supports. So 3 times, remove supports. 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 And then you can keep doing that, or you can just drag it using the middle thing, and this will like make it longer and shorter. So you can also use these buttons to move the track. I don't know how that's allowed, but it is. But if you click undo down here, then it will make it go back to how it was. And then you can keep doing this, moving this around. This is definitely the longest section of this video, just because you get so in depth with these, but it is definitely worth it. And another thing, when you're building wood coasters, do not remove the supports. Leave those supports there, because then it makes it look a lot nicer. And also, when you're building specific wood coasters, you don't want to smooth them as much as you do a steel coaster. Maybe for like an RMC, but not for a traditional wood coaster. So here's the coaster done, and it goes through some trees. So if I do this, and I select the tree, I can delete it. Same with this one. So now the trees are gone. It doesn't go through any of them. So if I stop and restart tests, it will bring the coaster back to the station, so you can watch it completely from the beginning. So now you'll turn, and then you'll stop on the launch track. So then you'll accelerate, and you will go pretty fast. So then you'll hang upside down right here, 130 feet in the air, and then you'll drop down. So then you have the nice twisted S-hill. Then you'll have the barrel roll through the Ferris wheel, come down, whip to that side, nice intense turn, and then you go into 2 back-to-back ejector airtime hills, and then you have a barrel roll, very whippy there, go like this, back and forth, and then you rise up and into the airtime hill before you'll quickly hit the brakes. So you can then rename your ride, and I can just call it Ferris. So just a little nod to the Ferris wheel. Or I can call it radial because that's radius, I guess. Radial. So that's how you can do that, and you can change the color of this to be more like that, but there's so many colors to change, I'm just not going to do that right now. And then here's how you can make it run multiple trains. Go to operations here, and then this is friction, we don't need to do that right now. So you can click block sections. So now, then you can change the number of trains. So you can select 2 trains. So now the coaster can have multiple trains. So as one is going around the layout, this second one will then sit in the station and load its passengers. Now sometimes it will dispatch immediately. So you do minimum interval and make that most of the ride's time. So like 55 seconds. So now if I stop and restart the test, this will go out, come in, this will load, that will go through the layout right there, will go around, and then this one will hit the brakes and be sitting there. Maybe not 55 seconds, maybe you can go back about 46 seconds. So now you can do that, you can program it however you want. And these are for operations, so it will dispatch the train after 80 seconds, but it won't do it before 50 seconds in this case. So that's really cool. You can change the length of the trains, and there's also lapping mode for like kiddie coasters. And then that's pretty cool. Here you can hire staff. This is testing where you can see the results. So you can see 2,400 feet of track, 62 miles an hour max speed, 30 mile an hour average speed, 55 seconds long, 3 inversions, that being there, and over there. And then you have basically negative 2 Gs of ejector airtime and that, which is very nice. And then you have the nice acceleration. And then here's heat maps where you can see where the ejector airtime happens. So if you select previous run data, you have all of this. So you have the strongest moment deposit Gs on the ride. I don't see where that is. I think it's probably around here. And then here is probably the strongest pop of airtime. So over here, go here, you can see this results that they have. It comes in quicker, has the nice strong G-forces, and you have the very strong ejector airtime, and then more strong ejector airtime inversion, and then you have those 2 pops of laterals, and then you have the ejector airtime and the brakes. So that's basically how you can do this. You can do live data, previous run data, pass 1 and pass 2, everything like that. And that's basically how you use the coaster builder. And yeah, this is the longest section of the video. And next I will show you some nice scenery blueprints, both from the Frontier Workshop and from Frontier. So keep watching for that. For the next section, I'm going to be showing you all the good stuff from the Frontier Workshop. So the Frontier Workshop, if you don't know what it is right here. If you click on this, it will bring you to all the creations other people have made. You have to have a Frontier account for this, which is pretty easy to set up. And I definitely recommend using this workshop because it can make it so much easier to do other things. Sometimes it goes down, so maybe it might not be able to work right now, which means I'll just show you some things that I've already downloaded. But a lot of the times it's able to work. Like right now. Here we go. So this is the loading screen, and you can always click escape to exit. So here you have home. So here you can do a whole bunch of different creations that people made, and then you can click browse. So then you have a whole bunch of different creations that people have made. So let's just say let's just do, I don't know, let's just type in family boomerang. Let's just type that in because it's a new thing. So you have a bunch of family boomerangs. So here is one. Become a family boomerang from the workshop. So this is the menu. You can click subscribe, and that gets you the code. You can click like, favorite, whatever you want. You can see what things the person has made. So they have a launch family spinning coaster, and they have custom train for gravity group wooden coaster, and they have like a family tilt coaster, or it doesn't tilt that much. So shout out to this person, Stickakatu, I don't know how to pronounce that, 17031. So that's pretty cool. They have a lot of different things, and yeah, so there you go. And that's basically what you can do. So you can click X, you can go back here, and you can just do something different. So that's how you do the Frontier Workshop. So now if you go back out, you can go to Blueprints. So here you have some ones that Frontier did. So here's a billboard for huge fun, and yeah, so you have the billboard that you can place down, and it will just work okay. And then you have all the Frontier blueprints, and this is like the aquatic, like archway thing with jellyfish on it. So that is something that came with the game that anyone can place down as soon as they have the game. So you have all these different buildings that you can place around your coaster and do whatever you want with. Here's some more archways and stuff. This has water spraying out of it. And here are some things I got off the Frontier Workshop, which is Q stamps. So that's really cool. So then you can do another like aquatic piece. You can do, there's like a pre-made coaster station where you can do this, and you can like do this, and you can just like place it down on the station. You can just trim down the size of the station until it fits. Here's a massive centerpiece with it. So here's a bunch of the in-game theming. So then if you go here, you can go Source, Frontier Workshop, and then you see a bunch of things from Frontier Workshop. So you have like a Batman the Ride clone that I got that I'd use in the Extreme Park, and go watch that park if you haven't already seen it. It's really cool. I have a whole series for it. And you can use Shift to move it up and down, and here you go. Now you have your Batman the Ride clone placed in your park or whatever. So you can place it down and then you can ride it. Or you can use this Compass Plaza or a car park. So this person's British. So you can determine that by saying car park instead of parking lot. I am American. So right here, you can place this down, and then you have a whole parking lot that has like parking lines. You have some cars in it, and then you have the people spawners, and then here's where you can like build the entrance to your park, or you can like maybe if you wanted to delete some of this stuff in the back, and yeah. And that's basically how you use scenery blueprints. You can place them down like wherever you want, make it look really nice. And now I'll show you how to do custom scenery pieces and animatronics, which I think will be really helpful for anyone that wants to do any sorts of theming on their coasters. So now, finally, I'll be showing you how to use scenery pieces. So, if you click Create Custom in here, you have tons of different scenery pieces. So you have like a wall you can place down, and then you can just do Advanced Move and Duplicate, and then you can just select distance, like intervals, and then you just do this, and you can just drag it, place it down, do all this stuff, and then you can just multi-select all of it. And then you can bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, and then you do the multi-select again. You can then angle snap it to 45 degrees, do this, move it over, and then move it over again, and then you just select all of that, and then you just rotate it all the way around, and then move it, and then you have basically a cinder block building. Like a metal wall building. So you can do all sorts of things like that. You have tons of scenery pieces, all of that, 5,000 pieces, and you have tons of different filters. So you can go scenery theme, and they have aquatic theme, fairy tale theme, all this stuff. So if I click on toy box theme, you can see all these cardboard shapes, cardboard walls. You have a palette. You have clay, you have more clay, everything like that. And then you have like a cuboid, whatever. You have everything. So then you can also clear all filters here, and you can select animatronics. So if you go to props, animatronics, you have tons of animatronics that actually move. So barrel slide, like this. Barrels will then come out and they'll fall. So if I place this down, you can see it's for pirate theme. So you can do a bunch of these next to each other, and you can make like a whole scene with a bunch of different barrels rolling down next to each other, like that. So you could do that for a ride. It's like a jump scare or something. Here is some doors that open, as you can see right here. And then you can use figures. So a cowboy that will quick draw the gun. So it's called Cowboy Quick Draw. So he just does this for the Western theme. I'm gonna do this. You have so many different things. You have this fish statue. And then you have moving platforms. So right here, you have 5 different types currently. So you have moving platform, horizontal. Moving platform, radial. So horizontal moves it side to side. Radial moves it around. And then rotational rotates it. Spring, this is the new one. So let's say I attach it to this. Then I can pause the game, and then I can get my spring platform again right here, attach it right there, and I can just attach more and more until, if I click done, then I can just redo that, and you can see all the springs bouncing around. And then if I scroll back down, you have moving platform vertical. It moves stuff up and down. So this is the different types of moving platforms right here. So that's what you can do with those. Attach a bunch of scenery and stuff to them. You have pirate ships, sails, you have moving doors, you have hammers, you have a cannon for sci-fi theme, you have stuff for the toy box pack, you have alien heads, you have like arms and stuff, you have a toy figure police, everything like that, like a push puppet, whatever. Like anything you can imagine is in this, with like almost 6,000 scenery pieces. So that's all the messing around with this, with our water slide tower over there, tracked rides, flat rides, coasters, scenery, everything like that. Now I'll show you how to do park layout, which is a very important thing if you're building a park. So keep watching for that. Now I will show you the most important part of creating a fully fledged amusement park. That is your park layout. So I went into this empty corner right here, where I'll show you a basic idea. First, use the terrain tool to map out your park. So use compact dirt, put it at about 36 feet, and just draw out how you want it to be. So let's say I want an entrance, main street, and then I want to have a central hub of the park, and then I want to have 3 areas that come off the side. So you draw one area here, the next goes around the top, and you can make the lines thicker right there, and then you draw the 3rd area right here, and then you have 3 areas in your park. And then this will be the entrance, where you can then use that car parking lot thing that we used earlier. So if I scroll down, I can find it right here, and then you can do this and turn angle snap off, and you can place it down And I think that was not right. That was too high, raised up. So just do it flush to the ground. Right there. So now you have parking lot, and then this can be the entrance. You build an entrance, and here's the pathing tool. So you just do this, select the spot, and then you can just do curved, and you can do this, and then straight, and then line builder, and then you can do a nice like plaza thing as your central hub, and then here. And here is some tips for where you put your coasters. So put your big GP magnet coasters near the front. Like, let's say you put a dive coaster right here at the front, or you put a wing coaster, or you put like a really tall like hyper coaster or something, or you do any sort of different like coasters. And then you do your either like you could do like the tallest coaster in the very back, like so that draws people to the back, spreads them out so they're not just hustling to the first front attraction. Or you can do like a small coaster in the back, something that's like 50 feet tall but like really intense. And you can do like a wooden coaster somewhere. And if you're using this bike and sidecar coaster from the Sorcery Pack, here's a specific tip for you. Because it's a bike and sidecar, not a straddle coaster, so it's more like Hagrid's at Islands of Adventure, don't build it so it just stays inside your park, where it like goes around an area. You can do that for part of the ride, but I recommend going outside of the main path areas of your park and building like different stuff inside of a forest or something. So then you can use terrain. You can make it go like up, like this. And you can use flatten the foundation to make it like a flat plateau or something. Build like a flat plateau in this area. So now you basically have your park layout, and you can do a dive coaster in the front right here. Just like map it out basically by placing down your coasters and flat rides. Nothing changed. Like put like an intimate hyper over here maybe. And then you can do like some sort of B&M invert near the back, and then you can do like, I don't know, an STC like over here, and then just do random types of coasters, like put a lot of thought into it, not like I'm doing right now, just slapping down random coasters like a water coaster over here. So basically you have 5 coasters now, and you can do like a kiddie coaster with this, and you can lay out flat rides. So you can do like one of these, kind of like a shopping cart is basically what I'm doing. Do like a flying theater if your park has a lot of theming. So you have like this, basically, park layout right there. So you have your parking lot, and then you build the entrance, you go out. You have 3 areas with different coasters and stuff. You have the dive coaster, water coaster, STC, B&M, invert, and then the intimate hyper. So you can just build all those, color everything, theme everything, do whatever you want. And then here's another tip for you. Use the scenery brush. So if you're trying to make it set in the woods, use the scenery brush. So you select it, select trees, and it just magically paints tons of trees, basically building you your own forest in seconds. And now you have this. So this is what I use around the outsides of my coasters. So I build a coaster like we did over here, completely flat, put a scenery brush around it, and it makes it look like it's set in a forest, and you can't just see empty plot of land, everything else. And then I also like to do rocks, where I do size max, intensity almost minimum, and then you just paint rocks inside your trees so that there's very sparse, so like it's not a ton of rocks, they're pretty sparse around, and they're inside your trees, so you can't really see them that much. So that's kind of your park layout guide, like a very short one. And either place tall rides in the middle of your park, or near the back. Don't really do them in the front, because unless you have like you can do some in the front, but mainly stack them near the back to make guests flow so that they go toward the back at the beginning of the day instead of going toward the front. So you can like place the sky watchtower thing, the swing ride, whatever, put it right here. So now when people see it, instead of running to like the dive coaster in the front, they run all the way to the back so they can ride the very tall ride, the scary ride, first. So that's basically how you do this guest flow thing. So there are some tips and tricks about park layout, and then I can do some general tips and tricks in just a second. So stay tuned for that. And this is a very long video, so I can't believe that you're still watching if you are, but thank you for keeping it watching. So now, finally, general tips and tricks. 1. Make sure you use small segments on your coasters so that they can be really smooth and realistic. 2. Avoid going through objects on your coasters, keeping the clearances realistic as well. 3. Make your water slides not too long, not too short. Make them a nice, realistic length. 4. Do not mix water slide types on the same tower unless they are almost identical, like the single and double inner tube flume. Don't do like a mat racing slide and a body slide unless they have the exact same layout. 5. Just make sure that you make your parks realistic and you do your coasters in a nice way, and make sure that you're happy with whatever you do. 6. Please make sure that you're happy with everything before you upload anything to the front of your workshop or release a video about it. Make sure that you're good with everything. And the last tip that I'm going to say is, when you're using tracked rides, just, if it's a dark ride, make sure it's themed. Or, like, I like to think about it, if in real life if coaster enthusiasts would complain about it, then it's not good. And I am a coaster enthusiast very much at heart, so if I don't like it, then I'm sure other coaster enthusiasts wouldn't like it as well. So make sure to keep that in mind when you're making your coasters. But now, on to the recap. I hope you found this video helpful, and let's see what I did for the recap. For the recap, I'm going to say a lot of things that I said with the tips and tricks. Use small segments on your coasters, keep clearances realistic, and do the same 2 things with the water slides, making them not too short, and don't do the same things on the same platform. Make sure you dark rides the right way with theming and stuff, and make sure everything looks good to you, and make sure you're happy when your stuff is done. Another thing is that this video, I expect it to be about 20 minutes long going into it, but I just saw it's an hour and 20 minutes long, which is what I was not expecting. So please subscribe if you made it to the end, because of how long I spent on this video. Probably spent about 8 hours making this video. So please subscribe so that you can see other content and so that you can make the most of this tutorial. Also, if you get this game and you follow this tutorial, some coaster blueprints that I made are with my 10 small coaster blueprints in Planet Coaster 2 video that I will have a link to in the description and in the top right now. So please go watch that if you enjoyed this video, and you can use some of those small blueprints in your parks as well. So finally, my favorite coaster type to build with in Planet Coaster 2 is probably an Intamin Blitz or an RMC hybrid. And like this coasters look so good on your park skyline, no matter the theme. If it's a Viking theme, then an RMC looks amazing. If it's like a sorcery theme, an Intamin Blitz looks amazing. And make sure that you change the colors of your coasters, because the in-game colors are pretty bad. Also, when you're doing a Vekoma STC, make sure instead of using the negative banking offset, make sure that you use normal banking offset, so like normal 2 or 3 feet, so that it can make it realistic profiling. Like a Vekoma STC in a secret park project that I am working on right now that might release in the next week or 2. I also have a lot of end of the year videos coming out very soon, so those will be really cool. Some of them are including my favorite parks I've been to, my top 25 coasters I've ever ridden, and in my opinion, the biggest news stories from the theme park industry in 2025. So thank you for watching this video. If you made it to the end, that was a sneak peek of some videos I am working on. So that's a little treat for anyone who made it all the way here to the 1 hour and 20 minute mark. And if anyone that skipped to the end, then please go back and watch the rest of the video. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.